It's EnergyBob.com, a virtual plethora.
Okay, we're going to make some marzipan, and then after the commercial we're going to have, I'm going to show you how to make some little marzipan animals that I like to make for gingerbread house displays and stuff, and you can see that on my website. It's EnergyBob.com. EnergyBob.com. So you take your, you got almond paste, almond paste, powdered sugar, and we got some corn syrup to adjust the viscosity. So you soften that up a little bit. And I got equal amounts. I got 8 ounces of paste and 8 ounces of powdered sugar, but don't put it all in yet. And you want to run this on slow so it doesn't splat around. Spray around, splat. It's probably right. Wait till it starts blending in together. It's taking a while. Go ahead and start with some of the corn syrup. Okay, we'll find it. Yeah, all depends on the ingredients. Almond paste is a little drier than what I'm used to. It's a different brand that I'm used to. They're starting to come together. Once you pick up what's on the bottom, that's what we kind of want to look at. Now we can check it. Yeah, it's not too bad actually. It's kind of like Play-Doh, but it's not as springy as Play-Doh. It doesn't stick to your hands. This is actually pretty good, but it does feel slightly tacky, which is good. That keeps it from drying out so much. So this is actually pretty good right here. I kind of like this one. This is actually, yeah, see how this holds its shape. Now what you're going to do for most of your parts is roll it in a ball. And then, you shape it. There's the head, there's the body, and we'll get to this after the commercial. There's arm, something like that. You're going to pretty much start out with a ball for pretty much everything you do. And I'll show you that later. Okay, cool. That ended up pretty quick. So go light on the sugar. See, I didn't even use half the sugar. So it depends on your almond paste that you start with too. Okay. That's pretty good. Slightly tacky. Alright. Okay, we're going to mix some brown. I'm going to show you what I do here, and you can take it from there. Start with yellow. Start with the lightest of the primary colors. Brown has all 3 primary colors in it. So first I bring it to yellow. And then I'll smash it. Once I get the blob incorporated, I'll smash it into this nice little yellow. And I'll add the red to make the orange. And that's pretty good. And if it starts getting too sticky, you have a little dish of water in here. Oop. Or if it gets way too sticky, you can dip it in the piece gets sticky, dip it in the powdered sugar, dries it up. If your hands get sticky, use the water to help clear it up. Now you want to put a little blue in there. Probably not even that much. See how it goes. Way too much blue. Okay. That's sticky. Fold that in there. Kind of figured that was way too much blue. So what I'm going to do, so that's not bad. Need more yellow. green, so now you can go into the red. We're going for the eyebrows, yeah, it's starting to get there. We're going for the eyebrows, the paws, forepaws. Arms and the legs is what I meant to say. Okay, it looks like a pretty good brown. Let's see what that looks like. Not too bad. Oop. That's why I like the gels. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Now, let's get this little straightened up here. We don't need these anymore. We will return to our program after this word from our sponsor.
The preceding and following video is brought to you by the cookbook from which the video is based. Intuitive Cooking, How to Use Your Intuition to Make What You Cook Your Own. Gleaned from a lifetime of interest and 34 years of professional experience in premium properties. There are over 220 easy-to-read, full-page recipes, many with variations, descriptions with tips and techniques used by pros all over the world, including some that are not taught in cooking schools. It's designed to be a workbook so you can adjust any recipe for your own tastes. A number 2 pencil with a good eraser is highly recommended. There are no pictures that would interfere with developing your own intuition while cooking. Go to itsenergybob.com, select the culinary page, and order yours today. It's just $17.50.
And now, back to our program. Okay, we're going to start making a polar bear. That's my favorite animal. What you do is you first start off with a blob of about the size, general size you want your animal to be. You cut it in half, roll it in your hands to a ball, shape the half, that's the body. Okay, you cut the next one in half. This is now like a more general proportion kind of thing. You can do whatever you want with it. How I make your adjustments, go to left 3 millimeters, whatever. There's going to be the head, and as well as the head, you want to pinch the ears too. That's included in the head. So you pinch the ears like that. See how that looks. Yeah, polar bear, that's about a polar bear ears. And this is just in the general right now because you're not really going to be working with this until tomorrow. And I'll show you why. Or at least these parts. You're going to do the arms and the legs today. And what you want to do is let them sit overnight and rather air dry. You also want to take a X-Acto knife, and toothpicks help out in the tools. I think it's like 3/5 to the legs and the arms. And what I'm going to have this guy do, he's going to be kneeling down, throwing a snowball. A snowball fight, I think, belongs in every single gingerbread house display, and you can see one in mine on the website, the culinary page at itsenergybob.com. Okay. Now you got 2 paws. These are going to be flat. You got one's going to be cocked back. Go ahead and twist it the way you want. He's right-handed. Okay, so the ball is going to be placed on this pad, and we're going to put the claws on this side. So you leave that like that. Now what do you do with your left hand when you got he's going a little forward, right? You kind of balance like that. As even as you can, get about halfway. And these are going to be attached to the side here. And like that. It's going to be set down on the ground because it's going to be behind a rock. Like that. So you get that rounded around. Okay, so now you got those all shaped. I'm going to put these under wrap. I'll get to those tomorrow. Okay, so now I'm going to pinch some for the pads. I always start with a roll, always start with a round. Now we want a bunch of them, about the same size. So we're going to go ahead and I like the wood cutting boards too. They have a better texture for doing this as opposed to the plastic cutting boards. And since you're not going to eat anything, actually the wooden cutting boards have been proven to be safer than the plastic, but that's another story. Okay, let's make a bunch of, you can eyeball, how big is that pad going to be? How big is that circle going to be? Okay, now you got 4 pads. I got a bunch of them, but what I like to do is kind of roll them out, see which ones are matching up size-wise, and I want 2 of them that may be a little bigger than the others. Now, those look pretty good right there. So I'm going to put, let's see, this is the left leg. This is the right leg. You want the hip to be a little flat and rounded. So the legs, get the big one, and as long as they're still tacky, you don't have to worry too much about, now I'm going to get to the claws also, so I'm going to turn that over for now. As long as they're still a little tacky, you don't need to put anything between. Cement for this, if you have 2 pieces that you need to put together and they're dry and they won't stick, is your saliva. And since nobody's going to be eating these, it's okay. So they're just for display. Okay, so you get ready for the claws. Now you got the other paws. This is the left arm. Go ahead and get that flattened out a little bit more. The shoulder. And that's going to get the claws pretty quick. And let's see, here's the throwing arm. So that's going to be attached here, like that. He's about at the arc. And then we'll take this little dot and press it into there. Okay, now we'll get those ready for the... Okay, we can put this back, and I also like to roll them up when I'm storing them because it creates less surface area to dry out. Any other shape will have more surface area. So now I have the claws. Just get a little bit of sticky, a little bit of water. Toothpick. Bring it down. Press it in. As long as you get it stuck on there, then you can adjust it. This is where operation came in handy. There we go. waste of time showing you another one, right? Okay, we're going to put everything together, and here are the pieces that I roughly measured out. And I'm just going to go ahead and restart it all. So, let's see what we got here. We got the arms, they're nice and stiff. Here's the throwing arm. And here's the left arm. And then now what I noticed here, here's the legs. It's going to be something like that. That looks like a little kind of big for that body, so I'm going to take some of it off. Just because now I'm more refining exactly what I want to see. And that looks a little better. Okay. So, and like I said before, saliva is the best cement for this. So he's kneeling on the ground there. Now this leg is going to be up. Here. And then here's that. Now we're going to do the head. That's a little large too. Okay. Now, what I do is get kind of eyeball where you want the eyes. And we got a little smile going on with this guy. This is making the mouth here. Okay. Now from here, there we go. Yeah, we'll go ahead and now we're going to get, I like to do a 3-layer eye. Okay, so I'm going to do a 3-layer eye. I want the back part. Two of these. That's going to go there. This one. Get them in position. The lamp is slipping. Now you want the white part. This. And then you put the eyeballs. Now he's going to be looking over somewhere. So I'm going to place it just a little to the left and slightly down, because his head is going to be slightly up. This might be a little too small. This is where you can smash it enough towards the same circumference. Okay. Another thing you can do is, it's a little too long, give him some teeth. Now I use the, oops. I use the blunt side of the knife for this part. We're still right in the middle, but not all the way. I kind of switched the little headlamp that I have on because I thought it was kind of spotty, so I got it set a little differently. So now, take this and just kind of bend it in there. And you got a nice little grin. Okay, now we got the ears. Now these, probably a little big. We got two nice, always start with the circle, with the ball. Okay. Now this one, you're going to taper it down into a flat pad there. Don't press this part down yet because you got to put this part in. There, that off there. Just like the pad paws. Okay. New little glue. And now he has his ears. Okay, now don't forget, here's the nose. Now these, want a little bit of flat, blend it in. And there you go. It'll dry. Well, also what you can do there, give it a little support. There you go. And then you make a little stack of snowballs. Okay, make a little stack of snowballs. Put one in his hand. He's throwing. And then you can make him do all kinds of things too. And this can all be stored in airtight for a couple weeks, so you can make other stuff later on. Alright. Oh, you can also put a red tongue.
It's EnergyBob.com, a virtual plethora